Am I audible? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so can you tell me what we did last time? This is your practical list of JSP. Are we done with all XML tag? SQL functions and formatting. Are we done with it?
Now we are done
And
up to SQL.
up to SQL. Okay, functions and formatting is also done. Time zone and all I discussed. Time zone and all I discussed. Yes or no? Guys, if you will not answer, it will be difficult for me to check it out from where to start. હું તમને પૂછું છું આ થઈ ગયું ને સવલેટ જેડીબીસી કનેક્ટિવિટી થઈ ગયું પ્રોજેક્ટ રાઈટ પછી આ કર્યું હતું જીએસપી એક્સેસ વી ડીડ લાસ્ટ ટાઈમ બટ ફોરવર્ડ એન્ડ ઇન્ક્લુડ એક્શન JSP forward and include action. Kindly, someone say yes or no so that I can move forward. Practical 4 thing. Practical 5, 6. Set 4 thing. Example upload कर दी थी. Kindly tell me the guys up till what I delivered last time. From where to start?
Now might be SQL is done and we have to start with XML.
What about action tags? This 5 and 6, is it done? Anyways, we are starting with the tag support class, and I'll quickly teach you how to go with the action tags also. But this is not right way, everyone. Make sure that you are being clear what is being done in the class, right? As well, like you should keep at least a note so that you will know what is going on in the lectures and lab. Anyways, let us start the things. So we are starting with the practical of JSP, and first I will discuss 5 and 6, then I will discuss about error handling third, and then I'll go with the tag handler. Fine. So let us discuss those programs. First of all, if I talk about exception handling, okay, before that action tag. Can anyone tell me what is action tag? What is action tag? Anyone? Do you recall the action tags of JSP? Yes or no? In JSP, we learn about the action tags. Do you recall that? Allah Reddy sir has delivered this topic. Or sorry, not in your class, I have delivered the topic. Can you tell me the JSP action tags? Anyways, JSP action tags controls the flow between the resources. So the way you have your request dispatcher forward and include method, similar way you have JSP action tag for forward and include. right? And along with this forwarding request and response object, if you want to pass or if you want to go ahead with the variable passing also, you can go with the param, right? JSP colon param. So in this practical, we are going to talk about these three tags, which is talking about JSP action, JSP colon forward, and include method. So before I move to that, let me tell you that we require two files to do this coding. So I have index.jsp and I have second.jsp. Let me use the magnifier so that you can see the code clearly. This is my index.jsp. And if you look at the code, inside the body tag, I have put the main code. You can see I have taken h1 tag, which is giving some text, it is before. Then I have taken I say page is equal to second.jsp. And I have taken JSP colon param. Here I'm passing the parameter username and I'm giving the value third. So this is like passing the variable from index.jsp. This is my page index.jsp to second.jsp. So we can access those parameter using request.get parameter method. As well, I'm saying JSP colon param name equal to department, right? And value is IT. Now, I have taken again h1 tag, right? So here h1 tag is the HTML tag, which is simply giving us the message after. Fine? Fine? Clear, guys?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, we have done this one.
In lectures. Lecture ko ba na lecture may kamu. At ang code ko dyan mo rin. May tuwirat kayo Anyways, now we have done half discussion, so it's okay because it's almost done. So we have JSP colon forward, and we can write the JSP colon forward with the two ways. You can either write like pad type, or you can write with the singular. I'm damn sure I would have gone through this, right? So we can write the second.jsp, and if I'm closing the tag here, this is singular tag. So in singular tag, you will not pass the parameter, and in the pad tag, you can pass the parameter in between. So you can use either way, right? So this is my index.jsp where I have h1 tag before, h1 tag after, and in between I have forwarded my user request to second.jsp. If you look at the code of second.jsp, I have body and inside tag taken a title heading that is second JSP page, and I'm displaying the received parameters. So username, so I wrote an expression, right? Expression is returned like less than percentage equal request.get parameter and the parameter name. And then I take a new line. I'm writing department, and this time I'm using scriptlet. As I'm using the scriptlet, I'm using out.println. Over here I have not used it because I took the expression. Fine. So I have written the out.println, and we are reading the value of department. Fine. So if I run index.jsp, can anyone tell me the output? And the second word is right? So Madhvan and Janvi are saying that it will give only the second page. The reason is when you do the forward works the same as your servlet's request dispatcher's forward method. And in that case, the content of the first resource will not be included, right? That's what we discussed in the servlet request dispatcher forward method. You recall this? Forward, if user is sending a request to the resource, if resource 1, let us say now it is JSP file, right? So user request will go to the JSP file. From JSP file, index.jsp is our first resource. And from that, if you are using the forward JSP action tag, it will take us to the second.jsp. And then the response will be generated and it will be given to the client. And that's why we are getting this as an output. This is my second JSP page. In the index.jsp, we have written before and after in the heading, which is not coming because we have used forward, action tag forward, right? But instead of that, if I would have used include, then user request will go to the index.jsp.
Yes, it will.
From
Yes.
that, we will send it to
Second.
second.jsp using JSP colon include, right? It will take the response of second page, then that response will be merged with the first one, and the final response which client will get will be the content from both the pages, right? So if I change here, instead of forward, if I write include, what will be the situation? What will
Before
be
will stop. Before and then second page.
exactly before, then the second page, and then after will also be printed. Fine. You can see the output. Can you see this? Right? And this was with the forward. Fine. Everyone clear with JSP colon forward, JSP colon include, and JSP colon param. These are the action tag. If somebody asks you in the examination, list out JSP action tag, explain any two of them with the code snippet, you need to write this code. Fine? It's a very small code, so you can go with this code. Now we are moving ahead with the exception handling. Exception handling is about handling the runtime errors. Fine. So if I talk about JSP exception handling, we are going to do it. We are going to do it with the help of your page properties. So can anyone tell me what are the page property which we can use to handle the errors? Let me tell you how I am talking about. I am saying that I will have index.jsp. In that, if I am entering the normal scenario, then it's fine. 10 divided by 5, answer is 2. But we know that runtime user may enter any value. So if user is entering 0, we know that it's a 10 divided by 0 is divide by 0 exception. So we are talking about right now, write down a program in which display the error by common file for all the general pages. It means that from any pages, if the error is generating, we will take it to the error page, right? So what is the property of the page directive? See, this is my index.html, right? And when I enter 5, it will go to the main.jsp. Can you see the URL? Main.jsp, it is going with n1 equal to 2 and n2 is equal to 5, right? I am saying that if in main.jsp,
And this one is also done.
okay. So why people are saying that it's not done? I mean, you were not answering at all. So this is exception, and we can go with the page property. So quickly I'm saying this is index.html, n1 and 2, and submit button divide. It goes to main.jsp. In main.jsp, we have mentioned the error page. So here, this is the business logic to divide two numbers. We say if error occurs, then take it to the common page. What is the common page? Error jsp.jsp, right? For this page, anywhere if error occurs, we'll take it to error page. And in error page, what property we will set?
Arithmetic.
Is error page is equal to true, right? Is error page equal to true? So that the hand it specifies that this page is used to handle the errors. Can you see that? Less than percentage, is error page equal to true? So we given a heading, sorry, an exception occurred, and we printed exception is implicit object exception. So it's giving us divide by 0. Whatever is the exception, it will give us that. Fine? Fine? Suppose I am running it and I am entering something else. Can you see that? number format exception. So any exception occurs, it will take us to that common page. Fine. Okay. So can I have the final words? What are the practicals that we are done with? As you said, this is also done.
Ma'am, I think all the STLs we have done, and we are left with 12th and 13th.
12th and 13th.
13th, yes.
XML, I doubt, like,
Yes, ma'am, I also doubt because we haven't seen XML, but I think so. We have also done that. I'm not sure about it.
yeah. Just a second. Let me open the things and then I'll show you. Hang on. Okay, meanwhile, if anyone is having doubt or if you have implemented the things by your own, you can ask me the doubts if you have. Any one of you, have you done it or nobody has done it? So let me open the needed programs and then we will go ahead. So we are left over with XML and 30th program, right? Just a second, guys. I'm just searching the program which I have done. Are you sure about the formatting? Do I discuss about the time zone program?
Yes, ma'am.
We displayed all the time zone of entire world. Yes or no?
I think so.
Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, the things are getting set up here. You guys can ask me the question from your projects if you have. Somebody was having the question from your batch. Aziz is from your batch. And I love it. Wow, anyone else who's having the question?
Ma'am, is it necessary to use servlets, or we can do JSP also?
That's fine if you are going only with JSP, but what I suggest is if you are going only at once with the servlets, it will be easier for you to understand the things. So that's why I insist if you could do it once, at least one program.
Okay.
चार्ज लैपटॉप में चार्ज SQL, everybody has gone through JSP and SQL. JSQL colon set data source and all. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Project, what is the status, everyone? What is the status of your project? Can I have the idea about what is going on from your end in your project?
Left with connections.
Sorry?
Connection is remaining.
So that is the only main thing which you have to do.
I know, ma'am. It is not done
Yes or
yet.
no?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the only thing which you have to do. Fine, then I have noticed that there are many students who are not at all working. Can I know the reason? Are you people knowing everything? Then it's fine if you're knowing everything then. One more thing. What about mm, your Hibernate programs? Have you given a try? Because I completed. Have you done it?
I tried it once, ma'am.
Is it working?
Yes, ma'am. It was working.
That's great. What about other students? Hibernate is not tried yet. I guess you are aware that it's there in the syllabus of MED. Are you aware? Sorry? हाँ ये तो करवाना है નથી કરવાની અપલોડ JSP તો solution web programs I'll upload that I'm trying that કે આજે જ થઈ જાય because I know many students are referring that along with that I'll give you that thing what we say Word file which is containing the topic wise unit so that because I'm aware this time many students have not done the things properly. You have missed extra sessions also. So I'm trying that I'll give you all those things. So don't worry about that. Sorry? Hibernate? એ થોડું કરવું પડશે અને એમાં એવું છે તમારો પ્રોબ્લેમ બધાનો કે યુ હેવ નોટ અટેન્ડેડ ધ લેક્ચર્સ મેની સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ લાસ્ટમાં પછી ઓવરવર્ક થઈ જાય તો લીવ થઈ અચ્છા થઈ ગઈ I was having the mindset that we are remaining with the error taken. Anyways, let us see now. So we are talking about SQL. I assuming that as well. I will talk more about the formatting also because I doubt whether we have done it or not. Formatting and functions, you are saying we are done, but I again repeat, I still have doubt. Look at here and tell me whether we are really done with this. Core we are done, right? Yes or no? C colon 4 each loop and all.
Yes, ma'am. Core is done.
Yeah. And contains. I have asked you to do it by your own functions. I discuss only the names. You recall that?
Yes, ma'am. It is done.
It is done. Have you done it? Implemented?
Yes, ma'am.
Show me.
Ma'am, I'm not in my home today. I'm at my relative's place. I can mail you today
No, I don't.
evening.
I want other students to see it. In short, JSTL colon functions, functions colon the functions name. You see here, with JSTL functions tag, we are working with the functions, and as it is the functions, we have parenthesis here. Fn colon contains match the existing string is there or not. Fn colon contains ignore case will match both uppercase and lowercase. Here it will be case sensitive, here it is case insensitive. Fn colon ends with will check whether the given input is ending with a particular prefix or suffix or not. So you can see here as well we have two lowercase, two uppercase and all. If I have used the tag library code and I want to use the functions which is with the fn kind of the prefix, we can go with the HTML body. In that we are taking two variables, I love India, and I am taking the second string because functions mostly returns the string. So I'm giving the capital I love India in the argument, right? And then I'm applying fn colon to lowercase. What it will do? It will convert this entire string into the lower one and it will store it inside the variable string str2, right? And then I'm displaying a paragraph in an bold effect, original colon dollar curly braces str1 because it is expression language, and then I'm doing conversion colon dollar str2. So it will give me something like this in the output where original and this output will be in the original colon and conversion colon will be in the bold. Fine, right? So this is two lowercase. Similar way, we have two uppercase. What it will do? It will convert all the letters into the uppercase. Fine. As well, these all substring, string before and string after and all. Right? Length and replace and all. So I suggest everybody you can go with that. And if you have like you're feeling lazy to type, I suggest at least refer the online content. Refer the online content. Go to the key point, right? Write down JSTL, right? Write down JSTL, and you can find all this thing.
Ma'am, I remember the length function was not working last lab that we are doing. We have done this also.
Yeah, we have gone through it, right? This is these are all that starts with, ends with. You can see here we have fn colon starts with. We taken the example of JSTL fn colon function starts with. It's a message variable, and we are checking whether the message starts with D or not. Right? Message starts with D or not. So starts with, ends with, returns on some Boolean variable. So if it is starting, it will give true. If it is not starting, it will give us false. Right? So what you can do is you can just copy this thing, right? And you can put it in a functions tag. You can create a file which is functions.jsp, right? Now this was not working last time, right?
Yes, ma'am. Length function was not working last time.
Was not working, and starts with was also not giving the proper proper output. So can you see this? Starts with, right? I'm getting the wrong output. I don't know why. It should give me the true. It's giving me false. I don't know this time why it is giving me wrong output. Last time I have run all these examples in my laptop. It is working very well. So I want you people to try it once and to check how it is working, right? The way we have start with, we have ends with. String before will return you the entire string before the given string. String before, right? So you can run all these examples. You can see here string after and string before. If I'm writing string Nakul Jain and I'm saying string after Nakul, it will return me Jain. If I'm saying string before and I'm giving this variable string as a first argument and I'm saying Jain, it will return me Nakul. Right? Similar way we have replace. I recall last time I replaced my name Taru with the Tarannum, and I made it like Taru Blotch to Tarannum Blotch. Right? So you can see here C colon sat author Ramesh Kumar, and C colon sat string PQR XYZ ABC PQR. And if you are using FN colon, replace, either you can directly print or you can store in a variable. So in that case, you'll write C colon set var equal to new string and value equal to this entire thing in the double quote. Right? So, or you can directly print it the way it is printed here. The way it is printed here. Fine. So we have written fn colon author Ramesh Kumar, value is fn colon string PQRS, PQR, XYZ, ABC, and PQR. I'm saying fn colon replace author Ramesh to Suresh. So original one and the new one, which you want to replace. And if I print this, now the author will be Suresh Kumar instead of Ramesh Kumar, right? Similar way, we are replacing PQR with hello. So if I print, I have written here in the body part, so it will print hello space XYZ because this PQR will be replaced with hello. So it will print hello XYZ ABC PQR. Fine? Is it clear, everybody? Any
Ma'am,
doubt?
what about capital PQR?
No, it will not replace. It will not replace. It will just replace the. It's case sensitive. Can you see this?
Yes, okay.
Fine. Okay. Any other question? Anyone? So this is all about your functions, right? I suggest everybody run it because in your Meet you can have such questions of JSQL. JSQL is a very vast thing, so you can have the questions from that. Fine. Are you seeing my NetBeans on screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Now we are discussing about the formatting tags. Though we have discussed a bit about that, I say formatting tags are used to give the formatting to the numbers and all. So you can see here, I have formatting.jsp. What I'm trying to do is, see, formatting tags are used to give the formatting to number, messages, and date and time, right? Here you see format parse number. I have used core and format tag library. So if I'm taking a number, C colon set amount is equal to 786.970. When you set a variable, JSTL by default sets it as a string. But if you want to do some calculation, we know that we need to convert it into, you can say, in the particular format. So if I want to convert it into the numbers, right, I should convert it with the help of fmt colon parse number. So when I'm saying fmt colon parse number variable j, type I'm specifying number, and I say value is $amount. So this 786.970 will be treated as a number and will be stored inside the variable j. So I'm saying amount is C colon out value. I'm using the variable not for the assignment but for the user. So I'm writing the expression like this. Mind well, when you are declaring a variable, you have to write variable j simply. But if you want to use the value of variable j, you should write $curly braces j. Fine. Similar way, suppose I'm parsing it again, but this time I am saying integer only true. If I'm saying integer only true, it will remove or truncate these fraction part. Right? You can see the outcome. Can you see this? Amount is, right? This is as a number, and here we have taken integer only as a true. Now you can see here I have taken a date. Can you see that? C colon set variable is date. When I'm writing this, this will be treated as a string. This will be treated as a string. But we know that date and time is a special data type in Java, which is the object of your java.util.date. As well, in the database also, we treat date as a special column type. Date and timestamp and all are there. So if I have taken C colon set variable date equal to, this will be coming from somewhere, either from the HTML form or it is through the setting of core variables. In both the cases, it will be treated as a string, so I need to convert it into the date. So I'm saying fmt colon parse date. fmt colon parse date. Value is this variable, which is 12th August 2016. Now I'm storing it inside a new variable, parse date, and I'm giving the pattern. You can give the pattern dd mm y. Right? This is the format or pattern in which date will be displayed. Fine. So we are taking the full year and all. So we are printing C colon out parse date. You can see here the parse date is dd MMYY. So timestamp was not specified, so it has taken 00, right? And the year is YYY 2016. So this is called long format of date. This is called long format of date. The way date is presented, date holds both date and time, right? So what we can do is we can format a date. For example, look at here, I have taken a C colon variable str. So it's a string variable where I'm taking the new object of java.util.date. This is the expression scripting element less than percentage. So it will take my laptop's date and time. Online students, I guess my screen is lagging. Are you getting my screen on with the code?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I see white screen. What do you see on your screen?
Ma'am, the line 34. C set var equals to str.
Okay. So now I have taken here the format, and you can see here. This string now I'm parsing as a date. So I said fmt colon format date variable today, right? I'm saying value is $string. So it is holding this system date and time, right? Now I'm saying type both. When I say type both, it will give me both date and time, right? Type could be either both or it could be only date. Can you see that? Type is date, right? Or it could be time. Date will give only date, time will give only time. As well, the time style, you can say short, long or medium. These are the three options: short, long and medium. So if I'm saying time style long, it will give me HHMMSS, hours, minute and seconds, right? When I say date style long, it will give me the long date style with the full month name, year in YYYY format, including the time zone and date and time both, because we are using here both, type is both. Similar way, date style could be short also, it could be medium also. And similar way, the time could be the long or short, right? So if I run this 3 lines, it is giving me long type both, short date and time as a long. So you can see the outcome. This is long both, date and time, system date and time. I run it before few minutes, so it's taking 10:45. If I replace, you see now it is 10:39. So it is taking system date and time. This is long. This is short date. Here I have said only date, type is date, and I say the date style short. So it's giving me 9/21/21. That is MMDDYY. Now I'm saying time style as long. So it is giving me HHMM, hours, minutes, SS, AM or PM, and time zone. Clear? Clear, everyone? Right? As you can see, format, we have taken a number, which is amount, right? Amount is now our 786.970, and I'm taking it as a type currency, right? So when I have taken as a type currency, it will print as a dollar. right? Now, here format number 2, the same number FM colon formatting. I'm saying type is number. I'm saying grouping used true. Grouping is putting the comma in the places of hundreds and thousands, right? So it is true here. Here the third format where I'm saying maximum integer digit 3. So before point it will print 3 digits. I'm saying maximum fraction digit 6. So after point it will display 6. Here is the percentage, it will display in the percentage wise. And here, if you want to go with the specific pattern, for example, if you have noticed on the bank check number, when you see a printed check, they will add extra some pattern, hash hash or star star. It means that you cannot add the further amount. This is for the security purpose. So you can take such patterns. Right now the pattern is 3 digit before fraction and 3 digit after point and a dollar sign. I'm talking about line number 51. FMT column number, type number pattern, T hash dot 3 hash between 3 digit before point, 3 digit after point, and the dollar sign. Right? So here you can see all these are the number patterns. Fine. This was the percentage. Right? Now, last, the formatting tag also supports the message formatting. And if you recall your core Java, you have learned a resource bundle class in your core Java. Java.util was having the facility to give you the resource bundle class. Can anyone explain me what is resource bundle class? We can set that bundle. So I have fmt colon set bundle. In that case, I have to mention the resource bundle class name as a base name. The base name will be the package dot class name. So com is the package and name is the class. You can see here in the same project I have created com package, and in that I have name class. So main is my resource bundle class. You can see here import java.util.resource bundle. I'm saying public class extends resource bundle. And when I'm saying resource bundle, right, it will treat the objects as a bundle of resources, and we will have mapping of key and value pair. Key and value pair. For example, here I have the array of object which is contains, right? And we want to get this contains, so we have getter method, get contains. This is the member of your resource bundle class. So contains are the resource bundle. Bundle means set of resources, and we have key value where. So if I have created a vegetable dot potato, so this is my key, and the value is potato. Similar way, the another pair is, this is pair, key and value pair. Key is vegetable dot potato, value is potato. Vegetable dot tomato, value is tomato, and vegetable dot carrot, the value is carrot. So I can set the resource bundle and I can print the value, right? So you can see here in the code, it is formatting tag. So we have fmt colon set bundle. Base name is the class, package dot class, variable line we have taken. We said fmt message, fmt format the message. What is the key? Key is vegetable dot potato, and we are reading the value from the bundle. So we know that in main.java, which is inherited from resource bundle class, is having the value for the key vegetable.potato as potato. So when you say bundle equal to $lang, lang is presenting my resource bundle class main, so it will give me the value potato, and I'm saying fmt colon message, so it will display, right? All the three will be displayed. So these are the formatting tags. Can you see this? Fine. along with that, I guess we discussed the time zone. Yes or no?
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you explain the format 5 again?
Which one?
Format 5.
Format 5. Yeah, that format 5 is coming through the calculation, and that calculation is really weird. Like last semester, we tried the many trick, and ultimately we got it like it is coming through some multiplication and all, which is not exactly the percentage, because we know that percentage, how it happens, how you calculate the percentage, how you calculate the percentage. Can you see it? 8697, right? Format 5, right? And if you look at here in format 5, we said maximum digit is 4, right? And what is our number? 786.970, right? And we took the percentage type. So it is giving some weird output like this, and I guess it is taking this digits 8697, right? But how it is calculating, that is really weird, because I was not getting the mathematical calculation for that. So don't worry, such weird question won't be there in the final exam or mid, but yeah, you should know about it. So I suggest if you could Google and you can explain, because last semester we tried a lot and none of us was getting from all 2 classes. Even the faculty members also, we discuss a lot about this formatting. And at that time, one student did some calculation and he came up, which was not satisfactory, but it was like okay kind of discussion. But I forgot that discussion right now. But yeah, it's really weird calculation. Format number 5 for the percentage. Because you see, no way it is matching. It is giving you 86.97, and when you say percentage of this number, this is the original number, right? Original number is this. And if I say percentage of this, how I will calculate? Because for calculating percentage, I need some base. And in that code line, no base is provided. It's just giving the maximum integer digit 4. So it has taken the last 4 digit of the number. Right? But it is not fitting into the context of the percentage, where we say the type is percentage. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Do I discuss the time zone program last time? We did it? Yes or no? The one who is saying about all the programs, are you sure or not?
No, ma'am. Time zone is not sure.
Okay, time zone is not sure, or we have not discussed?
Might be we haven't.
We haven't discussed. Okay, so we are discussing now. Now look at here. We have timezone.jsp. Can anyone tell me what is time zone? What is time zone?
The area in which a particular time is set.
Yeah, so entire world is divided into the different time zones, and each of those time zone is having unique ID, which represents the current date and time of that particular region over the globe. Fine? Over the globe. So if you look at here, I have a timezone.jsp. Now, as I told you, that FMT provides the format for the numbers and date and times and messages. Messages we saw the resource bundle. Number formatting we said maximum fraction digit, percentage, and maximum integer digit or integer only. All those you can set. Similar way, when you have date and time, you can format it and you can use it to have that value into the different time zone. For example, we have international students in few of your divisions, for example, TC3, TT1 and TS1 and all. If I schedule a meeting, there will be few students who are joining from Syria. There are few students who are joining from Nepal. There are few students who are joining from African continent. So what will happen is, I am scheduling meeting as per the IST time zone, Indian Standard Time, right? And we are falling into the particular time zone. Now, if you talk about the Syria, or if you talk about the Bangladesh or Afghanistan or maybe any country in the world, the time of the meeting would be different than the Indian standard time, right? So what we can do is, or what your Java does is, if you recall, I always talk about 12 attractive features of Java. From that, one of the most attractive feature, according to me, is the internationalization. We say that Java supports internationalization. So Java was the first language to give such a support in the term of the time zone and all. So you can look at here. I have taken a variable str. Value is expression new java.util.date. So what it will give? What it will give? It will give my laptop's date and time. Now I have taken a table tag, and in that table tag I have given the border too, so it will give me the solid border, and width is 100%, so it will cover the entire area of my browser's display screen. Fine. And now you look at the first TR, which I am displaying here, first row, right? What I want to do is I want to display the time zone and date and time of all the countries, all the available time zones. But before that, I want to display my date and time, right? So I know I'm falling into the IST. So what I'm doing is I have taken the first TD with the call span 2. So I'm merging two columns. Call span is to merge the two columns. What does it mean? In table, first row will be merged with the two column, and rest of the rows are having two columns. In one column, I'll display the time zone ID, and in one column, I will display the date and time according to that time zone. Right now, for the first TD, we are taking our time zone, that is, I'm formatting FMT format date. I said value is equal to str. I said type both, so it will give me date and time. I said time style long and date style long. So it will display with certain color, font color, and here for the row I have given certain BG color, background color. It will display the date and time for my system. This is my first row, right? Now what I want to do is, whatever are the available IDs inside your java.util.date, we have so many methods. From that, we can use the get available IDs from java.util.timezone to get the available time zone IDs. So what I'm doing is I have written a for loop. I have written a for each loop. For each loop is there when we have fixed number of items. And here our items are fixed. In all our word, whatever are the time zone, that number is fixed. I don't remember the exact number, but it is fixed. Right? Now what I have is, I have wrote C colon for each. So it's a code tag to give the fixed iterations. I'm saying variable zone. So variable zone is holding all the time zones, because I said items equal to expression java.util.timezone.get available IDs. Fine. Now I want to display this time zone ID and date and times, which is there in the zone variable. Right. Now, first of all, I'm taking the first column of my row. I'm giving the background color and setting the width and all, and I'm displaying C colon out value equal to $zone. So what it will print? It will print the zone ID. It will print the zone ID. In the second column, you can see the second TD. Now let me close this one. This is my second TD. The 50% width and certain background color, I'm changing the color of that column. I'm saying FMT colon time zone. I'm formatting the time zone variable, and I'm formatting it as FMT colon format date. Format date. So now the value which I'm taking is a string. What is string? String is date and time of my laptop. Right? Date and time of my laptop. I'm formatting the date as per this, and I'm using that particular time zone which is there in the time zone variable. Are you getting the things? Right? Zn is the variable which is talking about a particular time zone. So what is the situation right now? The situation is I am taking my system date and time, format date, and I'm formatting it as per the given time zone, and I'm displaying it in the second column. Clear? Right? And I'm taking type both, so it will give me the date and time both. Any question, any doubt?
Clear, ma'am.
What it will give me is a table containing the first row as the merge column, because I said call span equal to 2, right? I said call span equal to 2, right? So in a table, the first row will be with the merge table and with certain background color where I am displaying date and time of my system, java.util.day2. And then in the second row onwards, I don't know how many time zones are there, but it is fixed number. So I'm taking C colon for each loop. C colon for each loop. And then in that TR, the first column which I am taking is the value of a time zone. And the second column which I am taking is I am displaying the zone value and formatting the date and time with the type code. So it will give me the date and time of that particular time zone. Let us run and see how and what happens. Today is the 21st September. This is our Indian time, 21st September 2021, HH 10 AM, 57 minutes and 13 seconds of the morning AM. And the time zone ID is, time zone is IST. Now you see here, this is my zone, Africa, Abizan, and there right now it is 5:27 in the morning. Fine. You can see all the time zones of all over the world. I'm scrolling down. There are many. Can you see my scroller? Right? You can see America, North Asia, right? And we know that Kathmandu in Nepal is nearby. But you see the time zone. In Kathmandu right now it is 11:12. Online students, are you seeing that? I have scrolled down.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay. There will be certain countries. For example, I know UAE is 1.5 hours behind than us. Right now it is 11 here, so it will be 9:30 there. Let us search. Asia, Dubai. Can you see this? It is 9:27 there. Right? There will be few countries where it will be 20th September. US mostly, yeah. Can you see this? It's evening 7 in Port Moresby of Pacific continent. Right? Right? एक दिवस आपको पाछળ ચાલે લોકોને ત્યાં સાંજના 7:30 થયા છે. Similar way, you can see US, Alaska. Right now it is 20th September, 9:27 p.m. Okay, more than 12 hours they are behind than us. Right? Is there any confusion or doubt how we can work with the time zone? The formatting is for that purpose. Is it clear? We discussed core in last session, formatting today. Date and time message and number formatting. Functions we discussed today, before, after, contains, two uppercase, two lowercase and all. SQL we discussed in last lab, and now we are discussing the XML. Right? XML one program, I guess I discussed in theory with your class or TC2? Not with your class. Okay, fine. Let me discuss the XML. In the formatting or time zone, anyone having any doubt or question? Anyone? If you have doubt, you can ask me the question.
It is clear, ma'am.
Sorry? Clear. Okay. Fine. Now we are talking about XML tags. Look at here. I want to use the XML tags. Now, XML is the way you can hold the data and you can transport it, or you can transform it from the text to a web page data, right? Suppose I have one XML file, which is books.xml, right? This is my books.xml. Now you can see here I have XML body and I have a root tag which is named as books. Named as books. It is having two child tag which we call book, and each of them is holding book title, description, author, and price. Right? J2EE Black Book, the best book on the advanced Java for GPU as well the MU. The public author is Cognizant Press and the price is 500. We have another book, Database Management System in third semester, right? Author is, yeah, this is publication. Data MC Bruegel. Fourth is the publisher and 800 is the price, right? So this is certain data. Now if I want to access this data, but before that, how to create an XML page? You can go to the right click, you can go to the web pages in your project folder, and I'm having JSQL demo. Online students, are you seeing the project explorer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. On the web pages, right click, go to new, go to other, right? Go to new, click on other, you will have the category. Go down, you will have XML. And you can see we have various things: XML document, DPD, XML schema, OXL, and all. XSL, style sheet. The way you have CSS, cascading style sheet, which you can apply to your HTML, you have XSL, XML style sheet language, XSL, and you can apply it to your XML page. So right now we are talking about the XML document. So I can select the category XML and I can select the XML document. I can give the name. I have given books as a name in our program. Giving next, and I have to select this well-defined format. When I'll finish, it will give me this template. I can change this root as a books, right? Books/books, and then I can go with the child tag also. Fine. So this is how we can go with the creation of an XML document. So I have books which is containing 2 records. Fine. This is my books. And now I want to access this data. So I can use JSQL XML tags. So look at here, xml.jsp. What I'm doing is I'm writing C:import core tag, which is allowing us to import a particular data. Before that, I have taken a prefix C for core tag. I have taken prefix X for XML tags. Now what we are doing is we imported the entire XML document in this JSP script and stored it inside the variable book. You're getting the meaning of this line. C:import keeps entire document, it brings it here and saves it inside your variable book. Okay, books.xml, entire content is now in the variable book. What I want to do is when I import it, it is now imported using core tag, so it is being treated as a string. But I want to access the elements. So if I want to access the XML elements, I have to parse the variable book, which is now treated as a string, into the XML. So I'll say X:parse. X:parse. You say XML equal to book, so this variable, right? And your variable equal to parse. So now parsed variable is holding the parsed value of your books.xml. And now I'm printing. I say the details on the books are as follows. My books.xml being printed over here as a table content. The table/table, this is HTML. In that I'm taking the first row and giving the heading of this thing, that is title of the book, description, author of the book, and price. Right? Now, we don't know how many records are there. It could be 220 or 200. So what we need is XML document. So we say X colon for each. X colon for each. What do you want to select? From the parsed variable, so we say dollar parsed slash slash books slash book. All the books, from that you take the book. So here is the books.xml, and books is the root tag, right? So we say dollar parsed slash slash books slash book. From that the book element. So now there are two, so this 4h will be executed 2 times. If there are 20, then 20 times this will execute it, because this is dynamic. Now we have taken a TR, table row, and I'm displaying the first column, TD. And what I'm saying for the TD is X colon out, I'm saying select. What you are selecting is title. Are you clear? You are selecting the title. So it is taking this one. For the first time, it will take the value of this. Fine? Okay. Then I'm taking X colon out, select the description. It will select the description and author and price. Is it clear? Everyone, how XML works? You can right click, you can run the file. Can you see this? This is table, this is heading, this is table heading. All the 4 columns are being displayed. Right? If I give here table border equal to 1, this is my table. I can give border one. Then in that case, it will give me the border around. Fine. As you see, we have used call span, so it is giving the empty columns also. Fine. Clear? Is there any doubt or question? Anyone?
Clear, ma'am.
And you see, this is JSP. So I'm just changing and saving it and refreshing. If this would have been solid, you would have required redeployment, that is clean and build. Here we don't need it. So this is about your XML tag. There's one more thing in your XML tag, which I talk about, the style sheet. Look at here. I forgot one second. I need to search one XML company. So I was talking about your XML style sheet. So before I explain that, can anyone tell me what is CSS? Because you would have used your in your project, minor project, you have used CSS, right? Can anyone explain what CSS does?
It is used for styling the components in the page.
It is used for
Styling the components.
styling the components, right? So if you have an HTML file, and if you want to go with that particular file formatting, you can go with it, right? You can apply the style sheet, color, font, animation, and everything will be applied. So now look at here. I am saying that if you have a JSP page, and what you want to do is you want to read that XML data And after reading that data, you want to apply the style sheet. So style sheets in the XML can be applied using XSL. Before a few minutes, I've shown you that in the right click new, you can go to the other. When you will select the category XML, you can either create an XML document which will hold the data. For example, books, title, description, and price. Or you can go with the XSL. This will create a file with the extension .xsl, which will use to provide the styling. You can provide the styles to your data. Now look at here. I have taken one program which is index.html. What I'm doing is I am importing an XML variable, right? And I'm reading transfer.xml. Transfer.xml. Look at transfer.xml. It is holding the company's data. So I have organization as a root tag, and in that I have company tag. So organization is the root tag in which I have two companies tag, right? Company 1 is having 2 employee and company 2 is also having the 2 employee. Can you understand the structure, right? Organization is the root tag. In that I have company 1 containing 2 employees, company 2 containing 2 employees, right? Employee number 1 in company 1 is Rajan Singh, who is business developer having the age 40. Employee 2 is Supriya Gaur, HR executive, age 22. Company 2, employee 1, Sasank Shingle, senior Java developer, age 26. Company 2, employee 2, Hemant Kishore, senior PHP developer, age 23. Right? Now what I want to do is, I want to read this XML data and I want to apply the styling. In JSP page, I did nothing. In JSP page, first I import. I call that XML data in my index.jsp. This is my index.jsp. So I said C colon import variable XML URL transfer.xml. So that entire data of 2 company and 4 employees will be bring here. Then I'm saying C colon import XSL style sheet. Where you want table, whatever border and all, TRTD you want, all that style we are calling here .xls file. And I'm saying X colon transform. X colon transform. What X colon transform will do? It will transform the XML data with the applied XSTL. Transform styling. It is applying that styling and it is transforming the data and it will display it over here. Are you getting, everyone? This is index.html. This is index.html. Fine. So in a body and slash body, we have written this. Okay. And we are calling it the XML file and the XLS file. We are giving it as X colon transform. XML is equal to variable XML, which is talking about transfer.xml, and XSLT, which is talking about the variable XSL, and XSL is talking about the file which is there in the URL transfer.xsl. So let us see the transfer.xsl. This is XLS colon style sheet, right? Version 1.0. It is giving the namespace. Now, I am taking XLS param, that is parameter. I am saying name equal to dot. Name equal to dot. Now, look at here. I am creating an XLS template. The way you have designed template for CSS, I am creating for XML styling language. X, XML, S, styling, and L language. I am saying match the pattern slash. Match the pattern slash when it is ending. When it is ending, what I am doing is alright. Just a second, guys. Now, can you look at here XLS? What we did is, we created an entire HTML. Right? When it is template match, we created an entire HTML. So XLS template, still it's match, we are having the entire creation of the styling. You're creating an entire HTML page with the body. Can you see this? Body/body. In that we have given the heading, company's employee details. And I'm displaying a table. Having the first row as the title, name, designation, and age. Fine. And then we have taken an XLS column for each until there are records in the XML file. What we are taking is select organization, which is the root tag. Can you see that? Transfer.xml, organization is the root tag. Right? /company /employee. So it will read all the employees' name and it will display it as a TR. Right? So the first column is XLS column, value of name, XLS column, value of designation, and value of age. Fine? And this entire page we are calling here as an import. Right? If I run this file, what it will give me is, oh, there's some error. File not found. Which file is not found? Transfer.xls. I guess name is different. Let me just check it out. File not found. XML.xls in JSTL demo. This is my JSTL demo, and in that the file name is, that is XLS dot. Oh, I have saved it somewhere else by mistake. Yeah, it's here. I need to cut it from here and I need to put it here. By mistake, I put it in a close package. This is not taking. Right? Let me change it. Yeah. Can you see that? Fine? समझे थे सूत्र? Look at your index.html. Sorry, index.jsp. You have not written the table, you have not written the body/body, everything is coming from XLS. Fine? Clear? Any doubt, any question?
Ma'am, can you quickly show us the XLS file?
Yeah. Okay. Parameters doc. We created a document, right? Body. In that we have created a table with the TR and TDs. This is table. First row is giving the heading, right? Name, designation, and age. And then we have taken XLS for each. And we are selecting from the document organization/company/employee, and we are putting that data as an XSL column value of. We are selecting the element. Clear?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Should I move to the next program?
Sure, ma'am.
We are discussing the last program of this practical list, which is program number 12. Write down a program which demonstrates the tag handler with the appropriate output. So what is tag handler? What is tag handler? Okay, what is custom tag? What is custom tag?
The tags that are defined by the user.
Developer, right? So custom tags are the user defined, or you can say developer defined tag. Up till now, what we did? Up till now, we were discussing about various tags. For example, action tags, JSP colon use bin, JSP colon set property, JSP colon forward, JSP colon include, JSP colon param. These were the action tags, right? And then we said there are JSTL tag library, right? For example, SQL formatting, code, functions, and XML, right? And now I'm saying about the custom tag. So when you talk about the JSP, there are two types of tags, right? The one which are given in, so we call it as a built-in tag, such as the action tags, JSTL tags, and all, right? Right? And the other one is the user defined. So this is like your functions. You will have library functions and you will have user defined functions. Here we are talking about user defined tags. So user defined tags are known as the custom tag because we can customize or we can change it as per our need. So we call it as a custom tag, right? Now, suppose there is no tag which is named as hello. Is there any tag in HTML or JSP which is named as hello? Right? If I want to develop it, which will give me some message when I'm writing hello, right? So you can look at here, this is singular tag. The tags are of two types. For example, BR is a singular tag, single. Input type is equal to text is a singular type. Yes or no? Right? And when I say paired tag, it comes in the pair. For example, form is a pair tag. We will have form and slash form, right? As well, we will have ahref equal to, so this is property, right? We will mention some name and we'll give a text, and then we will have the closing text. So these two are the paired tag, form and anchor, and input and BR are the singular tag. So you can also define the tags either as a singular tag or you can define a paired tag. Now when I say custom tag, if I want to use it, how you have used the JSTL tags? You wrote the URI. Do you recall that? We have used SQL and core and all with the URI. So we wrote this to use that. URI, http colon java.sun.com. What does it mean? Now wherever the C colon something comes, take the definition from here. Now what you are doing is you are defining a custom tag, your own tag. Let us say you are designing a tag which is named as hello. So if you want to use it, you need to give the URI, which is giving the meaning of that tag as well as the prefix. Let us say I'm saying the prefix is M. So I'll say M colon hello. When I'm saying M colon hello, it will go and search the definition of hello tag in the given URI. So what we can do is we can have our own library, which we call as my tag library. You can give any name. .pld tag library descriptor, which describes what is your own library. In a company, people define entire tag library where we can define the multiple tag details. Usually the TLDs are the XML files which describes your own tag library. The way we have JSTL core library, the way we have JSTL SQL library, you can have your own tag library, which will be described as an XML file as .tld. Now, where it will be in NetBeans, it is stored in a web inf/TLDS folder, and in that you can create your library. Right now, what we have is I will use my tag in a JSP file. When it is coming, what is the meaning that is described in an XML file in .tld, right? So we required a TLD file to describe your tag, right? Now when I say we have a TLD file, TLD describes your library, and when it describes, it also has to give meaning to your tag. So for that we have tag handler class. What we have is tag handler class. Now understand here, if I want to create a project, suppose I'm creating a web application and I want to create my tags, right? And I choose the server, I click on the finish. Now what I want first of all is I want a tag library, right? So what I will do is I'll go to the web pages, I'll go to the web INF, I'll go to the web INF, I'll right click, I'll go to the other, I'll select the web, and you can see here I have tag library descriptor, TLD, tag library descriptor. I'll give next, right? I'll give the name. Let me give the name. I'm saying my tag library, my tag library, right? It is created in web-inf under the folder /TLDS. Prefix it is asking me. I'm giving M, right? Giving a next, finish. So it has created this. I'm removing the comments. It has given me an XML file having the root tag taglib, version 1.0 as its first library. Short name is my prefix, which is M, and URI, which is web-inf. This is just a library description, not the tag description. Tag description we have to give according to the tag handler class. Now, when you want to define your own tag could be either singular or it could be like a pad tag. We discussed, right? I removed it. We discussed that we could have the singular tag or pad tag. So for giving meaning to that tag, that when I'm writing that tag, what it will do, I have to give the meaning. So from where I can give that meaning is the tag handler class. So what I will do is, I'll go to the source package, right? I will go to the source package. I will create a tag handler class. I'll go to the new, the default package. We'll go to the other. I'm selecting the web and I'm selecting tag handler. Give next, give it name. I'm saying my tag handler. Right? Now you see it will be inside the source package, it will be given as a my tag handler.java, right? And it is asking me tag support class to extend whether I'm want to go with the simple tag support. Now what is simple tag support? Simple tag support is a class which allows us to create the singular tag without body, like your BR, like your input type equal to text. There is no body for the tag, right? And if you want to go with the body support, you can select the second option, which is body tag support. Fine. You can see the package. It is there in Java x.servlet.jsp dot tag extension ext dot body support. Right now we want to create the simple one, right? When I will give next, it will ask me add to the TLD. So when I'm clicking on add, it is asking me to browse my TLD file. We created in web-inf TLDS folder my tag library. Click on select. Now my tag handler class is there in the, it will be defined the entry in the tag library descriptor, which is my XML file inside web-inf. Now these are the options, but usually we are not going with it. The way you have input type equal to text, type is the attribute and text is the value. You can also give the attributes here if you want, right? It will ask you the attribute name and the type, and you can make it like required or not, right? And when it should be evaluated at request time or JSP translation time, you can give such details. Right now I'm creating a simple one, so not going with that. Just click on and finish. You can see we have used simple tag support, so we have that import, and we have JSP writer, JSP exception, and tag extension, JSP fragment. These are the auto import which are there in your JSP file. We say public class my tag handler extends a simple tag support class, which is your library class. This is inheritance, and this is parent class, and we have this is our class my tag handler. Now simple tag support class is having a method which is known as do tag. We are going to override. We are going to override the do tag. So what your tag will do, that you will specify inside the do tag method. So the method signature is public void do tag throws JSP exception. Fine. Now last 5 minutes, guys. I know it is 11:32, but hang on because I'm almost done. Now when you have created your class, you can see here along with your class, now the tag information is added, which is name, my tag handler, class, my tag handler.java, right? And the body content. It says scriptlessness. There is nothing in the body. This is the default because we have not chosen anything. It has taken this. Fine, right? So this is how you can create your TLDs, and you can define your tag handler class. The practical definition was write a JSP file which is demonstrating the tag handlers uses. You can see here, this is the complete solution. I have web page. Now I want index.jsp because I want to use that tag. So here I have used the tag name simple. Prefix is m. So this is the URI which I need to specify. I say tag library URI is /webinf/tLDs my tags.tld. So in webinf I have my tags.tld, right, which is having the tag name as simple, and having my tag handler class in com package, and body content is empty. There's nothing in the body of the tag. And you can see here in source package we have com package, and in that we have my tag handler. I'm writing a single line. What is the line? JSP, get JSP context, right? So the one which is running, that is our index.jsp. Suppose here are some text. Right? There would be some text before your custom tag, and there would be some text after your custom tag. Right? In between, we are calling the custom tag. So when this JSP page will be executed, it will execute all this portion, and when it will come across here, it will look at the URI, and it will go to the TLD, and it will find out that for prefix m what is there, right? So we say for prefix m, right, for prefix m, it is given as a com.my tag handler, right? So ultimately it will run it, and when you are going to run this JSP file, it will call to your tag handler class, and do tag method will be executed. So JSP.getContext will give you hold on that JSP page. Get out is the method to get the output stream. And now when you're getting the output stream of that index.jsp page, you are writing the append. We know that append is the method which will add the text behind some message. So in index.jsp, if certain content is there, after that it will add the content of your JSTL tag. Right? Clear? Any doubt, any question, everyone? Are you clear now how it runs? Fine. So this is simple text. This is what we have appended. This is our tag. M colon simple. Fine. So this is all about your custom tag. So that's it from my end. Today we discuss about JSTL, XML tag, formatting tag. What is XLS? We learn how to have the exception handling, how to design the custom tag. Up till now, if anyone is having doubt or query, you can ask the query anywhere. Those who are online, do you have any query?
No, ma'am.
Okay then. One more thing, there is